Today we got an insane impromptu stream from Arenanet where they talk about PvP, the future, and some WvW changes. And honestly, they both look insanely good. The PvP ones mainly because, wow, PvP needs a lot of work, and this might actually be what we need as well to make it come back again. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me, and let's get into it. So first, I want to talk about the fact that, hey, Hero Shoot is kind of a PvP game. It kind of was made that way. The combat is made from the ground up to be PvP combat, and they really tried back in the day, right? They had an esports scene and everything. It didn't work out for various reasons, and you can check another video for that. But it seems to be that they're finally trying to bring it back, not to be esports, but actually be fun and people actually playing it. Right now, there's a few problems because, well, even though there's a lot of cool, a cool amount of features to make PvP very good. And fun and engaging, there's a few things that don't really work. There's not a lot of people playing in ranked, which makes the queues very long and very annoying, right? And the competitiveness at the top level is very scuffed because there is not enough new players and new teams trying to get to the top. The people that are on the top right now always have been. They have a lot of experience, and there's no one really trying to get there because there's no incentives. But they're actually trying to address this in multiple ways. First, we're getting the automated tournament updates. So now you can see here that daily automated tournaments are gonna change depending on they're gonna be less on the day. So all the population goes there in each of these automated tournaments, and we get a bit of a better matchups, and not only the best players going there at very specific times of the day. And you can also see that they're actually in different types of prime times of the day. For EU, different times where people play a lot. In NA, the same thing. And also they made it so different times for the Oceanic player base, so they can actually play in a correct time and actually be able to play with everyone else, right? And also whenever it's very comfortable for them. Now, if you guys don't know what automated tournaments are, it's essentially just PvP tournaments where we usually have the biggest, most competitive game mode is Conquest, so it's essentially like a battleground, 5 versus 5. You have to capture nodes and get points for that. And of course, you get these automated tournaments that you put your team in with 5 people, and they fight each other, and the person who wins, of course, gets a lot of gold. And we already have some good rewards in terms of that. A few weeks ago, we got more rewards for ranked as well, to get more gold out of it, to get more equipment out of it, more gear. So all these things to incentivize people to actually go and play the game. Not only that, but actually try and get better, to get better rewards is very good. They also made a new weekly automated tournament, which is super good because, for you and NA, of course, it's super good because this way you can actually have a good moment to a good place to actually practice with your team in order to get the monthly automated tournament that is the most prestigious, and you actually can just go every week, blast there, have fun, try and be competitive, and try and practice. And also it incentivize people to go get some gold, because the gold reward ranges are pretty good. Like you can see, the gold reward ranges from 150 gold for first to 25 gold from 9th to 16th place, and 25 gold for just playing a few matches in less than an hour. It's pretty good. And of course, if you win, you get way better, right? And also, of course, you're gonna get currencies as well that you can transform into gold or other types of equipment. We also got another types of tournaments updates. We're gonna get 2v2 and 3v3 tournaments. We usually would get 2v2 and 3v3 mini seasons in between seasons, and now we're also gonna get, look at that, some tournaments as well. They will occur the second Saturday of the month on both regions, and it alternates between 2v2 and 3v3 modes between January, February, March, April. Every other month is gonna change, right? And obviously, the rewards include a special title and permanent champion rest passes for first. So this is a special champions rest. It's like a special lobby for the winners of PvP, which is, I think, a super cool thing. It makes you feel very important, right? And also, of course, getting a special title is super fun as well. Being like, hey, I won a 3v3 tournament, I won a 2v2 tournament, and you can see that by the title I'm wearing. I think that's absolutely cool. And I know that some people are saying like, oh, they shouldn't incentivize this kind of stuff because 2v2 and 3v3 is not really balanced, it's not really competitive, but it's fun. And is that not the most important part? To make PvP fun so people actually want to go in there and invest themselves in it? And, you know, still it's good for practice. Like, if you get a 2v2 or 3v3, it will help you get better at other game modes as well. You will have 2v2 and 3v3 instances inside of Conquest. Like, you will for 100%. And I'm not saying that they should actually balance the game around this. Of course not. But it's a cool little thing to break up the monotony of PvP. I think it's very, very good. Tournament of Legends is also returning. It's going to be happening every 6 months. Which is essentially a tournament where if you win, you get like a legendary, which is super, super cool, right? Before it was used to be way better, because legendaries used to be harder to get. But now they said that they actually changed the rewards. So they actually, what's the word? So, you know, it's more of a kind to the times now. You know, you still will feel rewarded if you actually win. Second place price is better than a precursor now, because precursors are not really that expensive. So now it's pretty good, right? They will occur on the 3rd Saturday of the month at, well, this time on both regions. So, pretty cool. And honestly, pretty hyped for people to actually go and look at it and see who wins. And maybe, you know, try and get a team to maybe win as well, right? I think the biggest things about all these things, though, is the fact that, you know, the rewards also are going to be updated. So, in case that you actually don't win, and get, you know, first place, you will still get some things. As you can see here, there's going to be another title called Champion of Champions. You're gonna get points each time you win or get close to winning an actual monthly AT, right? So if you get first, you're gonna get 30 points. If you get second, you're gonna get 15 points. If you get third or fourth, you can get 10 points. And when you get 120, you actually will get the title Champion of Champions. And this way, you can actually, even if you don't win the monthly AT, you can still slowly arrive there and get the little title. I think that's honestly a very important part, because getting the full reward just at first place, yeah, it's nice, but if you don't win, you got nothing, right? You want new players to actually want to try and get to first place, and if they don't, you should incentivize them by giving them something else in order for them to keep trying and they don't feel that their time was wasted. So I think this is absolutely one of the best things ever in this type, in this changes. And of course, it's also pink. It's a color title, which is super, super cool. Super, super cool. They also changed Jin's Dominion, because that map is pretty... we have, you know, objectives in most of the maps in PvP, and Jin's Dominions one isn't good. Nobody used it, nobody went for it, nobody went for that side objective, and it kind of sucks, right? Because you don't want people to just go capture the points and that's it and kill each other. You want them to go to the side objectives to change the monotony of the game a little bit. This is the same problem that you get in like Battle for Kalo, because nobody uses a trebuchet, and hopefully they change that one too. But this is a very, very good change to actually, you know, still make PvP a bit more interesting, a bit more dynamic, and not feel the same thing over and over again. Now, we're gonna see if this is actually gonna be enough, because this seems pretty good. This new power that you're gonna get when you actually capture the objective point. When you challenge the objective, you will now grant the player a special action key. Of course, this channeling will be able to be interrupted. And before, it used to work on the whole team, but now it's only going to be on the player that actually does it. But it's going to be very, very powerful. You can see that you're going to be able to get 3 abilities randomly. Giant Meteor, no longer ground target, it requires a target, so you're just going to target someone and it's going to go there. The skill now knocks down, is unblockable, removes wounds, and applies vulnerability. Insane amount of... That is super useful to actually get in there, right? You blast that and they're going to be essentially... very useless for a bit, and they can't really, you know, it's unblockable, so there's nothing they can do. So, I mean, it kind of sucks that you can't, well, I guess you probably can dodge it, right? If you really think about it, if you really try it. So we're gonna see how hard it is to dodge. It definitely should have some counterplay for sure, but it's still pretty powerful. Waters of Life replaces Disenchantment Field and retargeted AoE that revives allies and finishes enemies in its radius. That's super cool. So essentially like the banner from Warrior, just drop it, it'll revive everyone around you, and it will finish everyone that is there as well. Starfall replaces Waxing Doom, damages and launches enemies in radius around the player. If used while a capture point the enemy controls, it will neutralize the capture point, making them not be able to get any points. So if there's their point, use this in there, you're gonna launch the enemies, you're gonna damage the enemies, and also the point will no longer be theirs. It'll be neutralized and you can start capping it. So it's super, super, super good. Maybe the best one here. Now, I don't actually remember how you. I think it is random, the one that you get, and you can maybe check it before you actually get it. But it seems like they're pretty interesting. Maybe there's gonna be one or two that are gonna be the best ones, and the other one no one's gonna bother. They're definitely gonna have to balance this around and see how and people actually end up playing. I'm pretty sure they said that this is not gonna be in the ATs for now because they want to see how good they are before they actually commit to it. And I think that's a good way of doing it, right? Like, you don't want to fuck up the competitive integrity of the automated tournaments just because you want to try something new. But I think it's a good way of doing it. You know, have it in rank so people can try it out and see how it actually works, and then put it in the actual automated tournaments. Leaving the map lamp arena will apply teleport sickness with a scaling duration like Skyhammer. So this is why people used to like get in and get out in order to kite people and not be able to be attacked, which is very annoying. So I think it's a good change as well. So very good changes. Now we're gonna go, I think, for War vs. World actually. Yeah, I think so. But overall, let's talk about the PvPs. I think this is honestly super good. Gear 2 is in a lot of ways a PvP game, and getting more rewards, getting more incentives to actually go and try and get better. Changing the monotony of the actual game as well, and without even considering the fact that they're actually working on a new game mode for PvP, all these things look very nice, and it makes me think that they actually care about PvP. And honestly, that is the biggest important part for me. Games now, MMORPGs especially, don't really focus on PvP at all, and this might end up being, if they really care about it and put a lot of effort into it, and because I think the developers actually care, they might end up being the best PvP game mode, the PvP MMORPG that we really have. It's like, I'm sorry, but I don't think there's a lot of MMORPGs that really are putting a lot of effort into it. They just have it as a side thing and nobody cares. I know WoW is doing a little bit of it, and we'll definitely see how that works, but I mean, WoW is also a top target game, and I think top target MMORPGs, especially for PvP, end up being kind of boring. So we'll definitely see how it works, but definitely this is absolutely great, and I really like the changes, and I'm really happy about it. Very much so. So next one is going to be War vs. World updates. Oh, we also got a new weapon set. Isn't that crazy, guys? For the Mist Hardened lockboxes, right? These are boxes that you actually get from just playing War vs. World. So, and you're going to be able to, well, you have to get keys in order to open them that you also get by playing War vs. World. You can get some cool items and infusion also, and now these weapons that look pretty cool. Now the exotic version of this will appear in these boxes, and then if you want to ascend it and make it look different, you're gonna have to grab that exotic and actually upgrade it with these currencies right here, right? Grandmaster Mark Shards, Emblems of the Avenger, and a new Mystic Forge ingredient purchase from War vs. World currencies. And that's actually very interesting considering the fact that this will make it not only will make those Mist Hardened logboxes way more expensive, because you're gonna be able to get these ones. You're gonna be able to start blasting to get another type of reward from War vs. World, and will make War vs. World more profitable to actually play because of this as well. Look at this, you can already see the price going up. Now I don't think this is gonna last for too long. I would keep them right now until the next week when this actually gets launched, and those prices are gonna go up then. I'm not sure if I would invest in this right now. It'll depend. You make your own decision. But definitely keep them if you drop them, and sell them after the patch, I think. So pretty cool change, pretty cool new reward, and I think it's a nice idea to do this, to for people to start playing more, get more gold out of it. War vs. World is not famously the most rewarding game mode ever, not the worst one ever, but definitely not the best. Now, War vs. World is also PvP, it's just large-scale PvP, open world PvP. So we're getting some changes because the new system, world restructuring, just happened, and there's been a bit of what's the word? A bit of unbalance in terms of a few things, in terms of matchups, in terms of people flying against each other, and they're trying to address this with certain things. Most of them seem to be more towards trying to incentivize different types of play, and also the fact that they want people to care about winning, and also make it so it's easier for different types of players to actually try and win and actually contribute to the team's matchup winning scores at the end. You can see that big tier points are now going to be weighted based on the player population per skirmish per region, so that if you get more people in the skirmish, right, and also depending on time, you can get more or less points, which I think is a very good idea. This way you can actually, what's the word? You can actually balance that. Hey, if you don't have a lot of people playing with you right now, hey, it's okay. It's okay. You can still get get a good amount of points and contribute towards your matchup, even if you have the disadvantage, which I think is super, super important. You can definitely see, I think there's a Reddit post here with the exact picture of this, and people are discussing it. Let me just see here right there. There you go. You guys can see the actual points. And they did say that depending on the situation and depending how this ends up working, they're going to change it up, they're going to move it up or move it down, whatever. But this, this knob being created so they can actually balance around how many people the points that people are gonna get depending on the population of the server in each time. I think it's very important for people to not feel like, hey, I'm alone right now, I'm not playing with anyone because it's like, I don't know, 5 a.m. and there's nothing happening. I still can play the game and I still can contribute, and I'm not wasting the time of my team. I think that's very, very important, especially because that way people actually don't all go into the same time slot, because it's the only time slot where you can actually play and actually win, and this hopefully will break it apart a little bit and have people at all times playing the game, right? Which already happens, but definitely will help it being more healthy in that regard. We'll definitely see how that one works. It's a good thing that they're doing though. And they also changed some war scores. Oh, sorry, the amount of points that you get from different types of objectives. You can see them there, depending on the tier. This doesn't apply for camps, by the way, but towers, tier 1 are going to give you 12 points, towers tier 2, 24, and tier 3, 40. Keep 24, tier 1, tier 2, 48, tier 3, 80, and castles, tier 1 at 36, tier 2, 72, tier 3, 120. And this obviously makes it so, hey, if the tower is very, very upgraded, it's tier 3, you'll get more points for actually getting it, right? You're going to get incentivized for doing this. What you see is super, super cool. And also we got the war score awarded from defending an enemy player in War's World is increasing from 2 to 3. And I think that's actually very valid, considering the fact that they're updating how the actual objectives, how many points you're gonna get from them. So you probably should do the same thing for killing enemy players, so you don't have one being worse than the other. And also, honestly, considering the fact that, and you can go here into Mist Wars, for example, check this. The points, Mist, there we go, we should Mist, my bad, not Mist Wars. Considering the fact that there's a lot of unbalanced matchups that are winning insanely hard in terms of KDA, in terms of the amount of kills they have, but they're still barely winning in terms of points, that does not sound right. You can see here, Tombs of Drasir, 1.7 kills death ratio, right? They're demolishing. Not pun intended here. They're demolishing everyone in their matchup completely, but they barely have enough. They barely have more points than the other ones, right? Like, they have like barely 30 points more. Now, that being said, that's still a good difference, but considering the amount of, how much they're killing them, it probably should be way bigger. And this is kind of important, I think, so you don't end up being paired with people that are way better in terms of how much they kill you. But just not enough in how much they play objectives, right? Objectives are important, but you should probably have them a bit closer, so that way, well, obviously you don't make it so objectives are useless, but you still make it so if you do kill people, you get matched up into a correct spot instead of just, and then ending up like in this spot right here where they're absolutely blasting everyone. It does seem like they have a bit of more, I don't know what's happening here. I think Red just has more activity throughout the day. Maybe not on Prime, but definitely throughout the day. That's probably what they're winning overall. But yeah, that's kind of what you want, right? Now, let's keep going and see what else they've changed. And I think that's the biggest important part though, before we go to the next thing. They're gonna have to make it that victory points are important. That's what they said that they were gonna do very, very soon. They're gonna change how rewards happen in Guild Wars 2. So winning the matchup, winning with your team is way more important. You actually want to they actually incentivize you to actually try. Right now, winning doesn't really give you anything. Getting objectives gives you a bit more rewards, but that's about it. So making it so the matchup that you are playing in wins and gets you more gold or gives you more rewards will make all these changes that essentially they're preparing for that change actually work. So until then, we're definitely not gonna see the fruits of this effort, but hopefully very soon we will. Objective consisting an emerging waypoint. All system objectives contest when associated guards gets into combat or when a gate wall is damaged. So you would get, so you can see the little sword there, right? As soon as anyone would hit the little wall, it would instantly boom. You will you'll not be able to teleport back in as an ally, right? Which definitely kind of sucks because, hey, you know, just because one gamer is doing that, shouldn't be that, you know, you just can't go back. Now, instead, objectives contest when the Lord Supervisor is put into combat, right? So unless you're inside of this, you will not be able to actually, you will still be able to actually teleport into your keep, right? Or when the gate wall is damaged below 98%, right? So if you do a little bit more damage to the gate wall, below 98%, you're actually trying to get in, you'll still be able to, you won't be able to teleport in, right? Which is a good way of doing it, right? You got in, or, of course, the wall is damaged, right? Pretty good. They also changed it so the emergency waypoint, well, it's tripled. Now you got 3. This makes it so whenever you get teleported there and someone pulls the emergency waypoint so everyone comes in to defend, you won't be able to like just look at the emergency waypoint, see that they're spawning, and just blast them before they even load, and they just die, right? This way you have 3 of them, so you can actually go, oh, everyone go in this one instead of the other one, so people can just prepare for that. And yeah, you're gonna be able to prepare and look at the 3 spots, but you're not gonna be able to know exactly which one it is, so you're gonna have to react, which I think is important, for sure. Especially for the people who are defending, which is definitely not something that is being incentivized right now. All 3 waypoints will be relatively near the Lord's room or the keep castle, and they will allow for defending groups to respond to objectives with emergency waypoint safer. It does seem like they're really trying hard to make defending a bit better, because right now it's just very difficult and not really worth doing in the first place. Way, you know, just better off attacking something else, right? So hopefully this indeed will work. They also changed some siege stuff. They got some siege updates. Alacrity will no longer be applied to players on siege and will be removed from players when activating siege. So that way you won't be like, oh my guys, we need to get alacrity on our siege so we can actually do a bit more damage. Now you just kind of do it normally, and also you make it, I guess, a bit faster to get into the, I'm sorry, a bit easier to defend as well, because the sieges are going to be a bit less useful. Boons other than swiftness can no longer be applied to siege golems. That's also good, so you can't apply like, I don't actually know which ones they actually applied, but I don't know if the, you know, might or whatever would work, but like, oh, maybe Age is dead, maybe that, and that does sound kind of insane, right? So now you can just make the siege golems go faster, but that's about it. That being said, and they didn't say this in the PowerPoint, stealth and super speed will still be applicable in golems, which is super cool, because, well, those are kind of useful things to have, and, you know, to make them faster, to make them stealth, so they don't die. So a good middle ground, of course. The reason why they didn't say boons other than swiftness is because stealth and super speed are not actually boons, they're different effects. Flame ram health has been lowered by 50%. Operate flame rams will have higher height applied to them. This makes it so the flame ram health will essentially be, you know, you're gonna be able to clear them a bit faster if there's nobody there, but of course, if someone is actually inside of them, they're still gonna be, you know, easy to use, and they're not gonna instantly die. So it's a good change. They explained a little bit of their reasoning in the whole in their live stream. You can see the whole thing. It's you know, I tried to summarize everything here, but you can definitely go check it out. And they also changed some siege supply cost, making it a bit easier for us to defend as well. You can see the guild siege golem supply cost was increased, so people have a bit of a harder time to attack with them. You know, they have to invest a bit more to use them. A roll card, that's something you would use mainly to defend, going down in cost. Superior hour card, same thing as well. Trebuchet, also used to defend as well, going down in superior trebuchet. Actually, I guess superior trebuchet is used in both ways. So I guess it's a little bit of a buff for everyone. Wait, no, actually, trebuchet. I was thinking like about the catapult. No, this is trebuchet. Trebuchets are mainly used for defense. Yes, well, pretty good for people to defend with, right? Pretty cool. Maybe, who knows? Maybe people start using trebuchets for attacking as well because of this change. Who knows? We'll definitely have to see how the meta evolves because of these changes. And all these changes will happen next week, which is super cool. And I really like that. What's next? And I think that was a very good, yeah, that was a good one. I really like this live stream, this impromptu live stream to tell us about these things. I'm very excited to see what the new PB game mode is is as well. They didn't really talk about that yet, but all these things seem very, very good. I think I'm gonna make another video very soon about PvP and what I want to do personally and with it, and how I actually think that we might be looking at a, you know, bigger era for Guild Wars 2 PvP, I think. And definitely join our Discord. I'm gonna make some changes to get some roles going so people can PvP with each other, get some gold going, get some matches going, have some fun, and well, there you go. That's what it's gonna be. That's what's gonna be it. Tell me what you guys think about these changes. Tell me if you didn't like some of them. Tell me if you like all of them. Tell me what you think. And subscribe to the channel for more content of this. Go to my coffee if you want to support me. Go to my Twitch drive, twitch.tv/turnswithus to watch me live. And see you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.